아니 토바디지 로야라바 주스타 사담부 거수 아니랑 리조코네 시기뉴스제베 디릭스 코네 시기뉴스에티 군좀 전주기 생기코네 시기뉴스들이 제가 군좀 전주기 생기코네 시기뉴스들이 이야기야 먼저 디리산게 리스게 상게서 수다주도 세지도가 천주나라 어디에 디리산게 리스게 디준주나라래 디리산게 리스게 상게서 수다주도 세지 디리산게 리스게 세송아 산게 리스게 버리스 디디 리스게 바세지 아니 주동 토바디에서는 주바심기 토바디에서는 상계를 수계를 했죠. 딱까지 군족 전주가 sem 토마이게 바디에서는 아니 상계를 수계를 했죠. 아니 상계를 세수도 하리지 그래. 상계를 세서는 전주 셈바가 쓰게 하리. 상계를 수계에서는 아니 전주가 셈 개발을 제발해. 단대디 준주 나게디 천주나래야래.
So verse number 8, the last line, on the gone for he suppresses them with his intelligence. So this is how the Bodhisattva's seventh Bodhisattva suppresses over two lower paths, the Hinayana paths, and then there are two ways to overcome or suppress the Hinayana paths. So one with the conventional bodhicitta and one with the ultimate bodhicitta. So then the 군조 전주기 생기고는 시기냐가
저는 토인데 전가 상계를 수계 세치치
사탕부터
사당부터 이제 들이 생계를 수계 세치니도가.
Yes. So then there are two ways to suppress them. So one with the conventional bodhicitta, another one is the ultimate bodhicitta. So again, in conventional bodhicitta, there's two ways to suppress two lower paths. So one, when we take bodhisattva vows the first time, so that bodhisattva vows refers to the engagement bodhicitta. So for instance, when you recite a prayer or line in sixth session Guru Yoga, and also in the Buddhachara Aryatara, in that text, also a ceremony or way to take bodhisattva vows. So both of them are engagement bodhicitta. They're referring to engagement bodhicitta. So when they take engagement bodhicitta, when they are on the path of accumulation, so at that time, so because of the conventional bodhicitta, engagement convention, whenever I say the conventional bodhicitta, that refers to the engagement bodhicitta. So that conventional bodhicitta suppresses the two lower paths. So then when they reach the first bhumi, and that conventional bodhicitta again suppresses the two lower paths. This is how they suppresses two lower paths with the conventional bodhicitta.
디 semke마다도 쉐바네 사당부 kabimbe 사선답에 생기를 저우세지 디 공부랍세나를 제름식 숨그리 semke마다도 쉐바네 사당부 kabimbe 사선답에 semke마다도 Tennis rindu sunga loya la bajuru stati situ tata jeti ani sa tambu to yindu tamba ani kare sugure joita besa risu jebaris dinane sa tambu teni rindu sunga sunga na kunzu chanju bi semji sigi namba mase joindam chanju semji topji jang Yaranam Sigi News Satanguru ini Rindu Sumas Untuk Chanju Gisim Sigi Nuba Mases Tati Deti Satambinan Satambinegusu Ani Risu Kesiati Tuentambe Chanju Tuentambe Chanju Gisim Keba Insa Tuentambe Chanju Chanju Simberi Sukebas Nishe Satambuto Tobati Sene, Tuentambe Chanju Semki Sene, Tumimusum Tobe, Toba Yinsa, Tuentambe, Chanju Semki Sing. Tuentambe Chanju Semki Bayasa, Tuentambe Chanju Semki, Chanju Semberi Sukebans, Tuentambe Chanju Sembari. Sat Teaching Cholam da Cholam Kikapsu Kundobe Chanju Simki Kone, any Chanju Sembare, Mishu, Tuentambe Chanju Semki Kone, Tuentambe Chanju Sembare Yamare, Tuentambe Satambuto and Tuentambe Chanju Semki, Tuentambe Chanju Sembari.
So this at these two occasions, so when you take Bodhisattva first time as a conventional Bodhisattva Bodhicitta, and then the next time when you reach to the first Bhumi, taking another Bodhicitta, the Bodhicitta, that conventional Bodhicitta, and that at that point, first when you read the lines from the text, Sixth Session Guru Yoga, it says, I become Tathagata lineage. First time. It says first time I have taken Tathagata lineage, or I become Tathagata lineage. Right? And also, when someone reach at the first Bhumi, first time, at that we also call it like first time they become Tathagata lineage. Right? There's two uses, like first time. There's two times, twice using first time. So when you use first time at the path of accumulations, so that means that first times only refers to the conventional bodhicitta, only conventional bodhicitta. So when you do this the second time, when you reach at the first Bhumi, so this is the first time I become the Tathagata lineage, right? So at that time, so you said because you have generated or realized or obtained the unexceptional bodhicitta, unexceptional mind of bodhicitta, so which is the ultimate bodhicitta. So you have gained first time that ultimate bodhicitta at that point. So that's considered as the first time. So that we have used two times, like first times. One first time refers to just the conventional bodhicitta, and the second time, when it's the first time become the Tathagata lineage, then that refers to because of we have received that being obtained ultimate bodhicitta first time.
That's Tibachimi Tonam Tobati Tina Kundu Janju Distendi Kone, Sigi Nambari, Tishi Karsa Kundu Janju Distendi Kone, Sigi Ne Satambu Tobati Tina Yang Sigi Ne Sajari, Di Hasam Tabe.
And also we say that when during the path of accumulation, so when you take Bodhisattva first time, so he said that actually Bodhisattva, that mind suppresses the two Hinayana paths. And also, if we repeat the same process, same thing, when we become when we reach the first bodhi, that mind also suppresses the two Hinayana, the paths, right? So the first time that refers to conventional bodhicitta, and the second time that refers to the unexceptional mind of bodhicitta, which is the ultimate bodhicitta.
Tadi di karisane sem kema thadu labe sambe chewa ni ji yindu dara sanje nam si ji ne se su ma sa tambu toba di chena nga chu nga ke jab shu di nga chu nga ke le ke se shi de ke ke se da di shi chen ju sem ba yang sem ke ma ta do ha be sam de ni ji yin du da ra san ge nam si ji ne shi de ba de nga chu nga ke
연대 소소 쉬워 된 거 좀 세기나 걔네 좀 진주 선거 시간 단위 두 괜히 되시죠 직접 관계 찾아
디니 진도 송을 넣으나 봐 주시베 디 치다 디 수비 잡셔도 게이게 세다 세시도에
디니싱도 와인 하고 주스 그래서 게이게 세서
게이게 세다 전주 선바당 게이게 세다 디신도 전주 선바양 선게마다도 하베 삼베 치와니 민주당아 상계는 시기는 세도가 디선게마다도 세야지 가르겠으나 전담에 semge바 다도 semge 지다 semge야디 그네 개발에 티베침도 처럼 터미도 아니 자주 semge바가 어디에서 단대티 semge마 타부스야디 가래래 전담에 제주 semge마 타도 다 시기내야지 전담에 제주 semge 코네 시기내야지 사 주바린도 송아티 체내인가 디체나사 담비코수 네 시기내야지 kunzu chanchu chukuni sikyu nambala sikyu ayin. Di sikyu naya kunzu chanchu sin habe samba niki isi. Habe samba niki isi. Tuka odiri isi. Nga dini chida tiba chimbi chonam toba di isi na yaranam riki kone sikyu nambala kunzu chanchu simchi kone sikyu nambala diri sanje risuke sanje 다기 도세야디 군도비 전주 쌤 개발봐 이 정말 예란남 리주권의 시기는 이내 주버리 다단데 디가서 리주권의 시기는 세야디 군도 전주 그 하선답의 심지주권의 시기는 시지
하선답의 전주 기선 땅에도 비시라 말하지
하선답의 심지주권의 리주권의 시기는 세야디 아산데 가르사 전담 전주 있음기 군의 시기는 바디
사투만
전반에 이봐 단대 뒤에는 하베 삼반 담배 하베 삼반이 기스 시기는 연주 따라 생기는 시기는 바이 나오시
이 전담 전주 셈레 전담 전주 셈레 합선다 합선 생기 다시 생 말아
군도 전주
오케이 so then Ramji read from the text to support his ideas, so what he have explained. So in the text, the thoughts, illumination of the thoughts, because it's in Tibetan. So in that text it said so when they generate the mind, as soon as they generate the mind, so that mind suppresses sort of like, the two Hinayana path. Okay, So that is so different than what it happened before when they become on site for first time at the path preparation, path accumulations. So that is conventional bodhicitta. Here is also conventional bodhicitta. So I think I've said conventional bodhicitta, which is ultimate bodhicitta. That is not an ultimate bodhicitta. Okay, that was my mistake. So I double checked the So the unexceptional bodhicitta, so unexceptional mind of bodhicitta, that is not ultimate bodhicitta. Okay, this is the conventional bodhicitta. So there, so when they reach the first bhumi, so they suppresses the two lower path because of an unexceptional mind of bodhicitta. So because of that, okay. And also,
that is that loy kone sijine ba mayinse loy kone sijine se to lo di kare sane tenda me cheju sem dire tunyi to lo se to lo tunyi to bishira kone sijime ne ti menu se di kare sane yara la ye tunyi to bishira yari ni ye sane sa tambu ne gapsu ani kunzup chenjul hasam tabe simji ki kone siji nyumba yinji tendam chenjul je simji kone siji nyumba maris mayinda karesane ani tendam chenjul ki simsi ati ta tunyinga sumdu tabe tijin yujilu atila tendam chenjul ki simsi yari jesa tunyinga sumdu tabe nyendo le yaris
So then it said that that unexceptional mind of compassion or the bodhicitta suppresses the two lower paths, right? But that is not a mental ability. Okay, that is not mental. So then the question rises. It says how they can actually suppress the bodhisattvas. So they can suppress the lower path to their mental. So then it only occurs when they reach at the seventh bhumi. The seventh bhumi, the bodhisattva's mind is much superior than the lower two paths. Right? So then what about the first bhumi to the sixth bhumi? So their mind, and they're like more superior, and like mentally they are not superior than the two lower ends. So then they have achieved, they have gained the ultimate bodhicitta. So the meaning of the ultimate bodhicitta is this bodhisattva. When they see emptiness, so that emptiness is called ultimate bodhicitta. Okay? So then the ultimate bodhicitta, so the nature of the ultimate bodhicitta is not from first bhumi to the seventh bhumi, sixth bhumi. Okay? So the nature of emptiness and the way in which they see emptiness is not different than the lower two paths, how they see emptiness. This is exactly the same. The only difference is they call it ultimate bodhicitta because so that this is the bodhisattva who has seen ultimate nature, the emptiness. That's why it's called ultimate bodhicitta.
That Sijin said Kabat Papa Sigari. Do you to be sheriff Toki Kabat Papa Mariti? Do you to be sheriff Yendule Yarba? Chada Kabat Papa Maris. Learn Toki. Ani Sijin number my learn Toki, Ani Kabat Papa Mari, Lo said to me to be Lot Tea Toki, you did you make Kuni Kabat Papa Mari, Kunan Yivala to me to be Lot Yaris. That and the Jaju to Karasa, Sam Kitty, Solemn Kedega Sun Yara Vikuna Sijin, Kunjo Sinji Kuna Sijin Mare. Never said the Kunjo Simji. 원에 개발도 파버려 봐. 야라는 군조 숨기 야말이 전주부 쌤이 야말이. 아니 전주 초도 쌤 솔미 토민도 잠깐은 전주부 쌤 개발이. 디토기 개발도 전주 쌤한테 야라는 개발도 파버려. 파버에서 딱 시기 뉴스야 개발도 파버렸어야지.
So in Tibetan, in English, they use suppressed, right? Suppressed. So suppressed means as another word is saying superior in something. So when it says the Bodhisattva was a superior, the suppresses the two lower path. That means like Bodhisattva was superior in some qualities. That's why. So for instance, so when they become Bodhisattva at the first time, when they are in the path of accumulation, so they are superior than the two lower path because they have the Bodhisattva, they have the bodhicitta, conventional bodhicitta. That's why make superior. But there's two, and then when they reach the first level, the first bhumi, so they are superior in that aspect. I mean, like they have a conventional bodhicitta, that aspect. They have, and also they have a special kind of conventional bodhicitta, but they are not superior in their realizations. So then the realization of emptiness is exactly the same as what Hinayana sees, Hinayana attains. This is the same exact. They are not superior in that level, that realization, but they are superior in the other aspect, which is the bodhicitta, the conventional bodhicitta.
다디는 자주 심게 있는 정도는 그래서 그래. 시기는 시야디. 자주 심게 있는 류는지 그것도 좀 굉장히 돈 다네. 심게 큰데 돈 주고 지기야 봐. 지기야. 예산 내랑기 심게 큰데 돈 주고 내버리. 제가 전주 생각이 가르치는 심지 양이 가르치는 심지도 지기야. 갱 넘버지 체내는 심지도 갱 상부지 체내는 심지도 지기야. 갱 넘버지 체수는 상 심지도 근데 지기야에서는 아니 가서 그래. 아니 가지 빈지 숨버리 표를 넣어잡았어야지 넣어잡았지. 저는 대부 중에 강의 체험 중에 숨버리 아니 강의 체험 중 아니 기부 중 숨버리 대순도 전부 동학빈지 동네 크루스 동네 자주 겸바쇼스 아니 강의 체험은 수수 강의 뒤땡도 심지어 탐지가 강의 랑네 내 강의 뒤 심지어 탐지가 강의 세워쇼스 동학근기 동네 크루스 동네 자주 겸바쇼스 그의 자주는 동네기 캡티에로 뒤 동네기 자주도 겸바쇼스 말은 제일 걔는 대화 초승공스 아니 팬들난 거 강하셨어. 기부 중수는 랑기 기티기 간에 중수에 뒤 심지어 저를 방문스 제거. 아니 팬들난 거 강하셨어. 난게 갑자기 심지어 쳐버 봐. 난게 가격 심지어 봐. 팬들이 봐 땅스 제거. 어디 팬들난 거 강하셔서 어디 저기서 전주 선배님이 강의 지체네 어디 대지구야 대지 대인사 아니 전주 선배님이 그래서 전주 선배님들 야라도서 상로 돈다 그 개발시고 파수나 내 시기면서
디스토네디 주걸 와자와를
가지 벤지
가지
가지 벤지 세트 지 나는 디 파탄바 생제 인수에 주 가지 벤지 세트 디도 재산까지 벤지기 수미야 디 숨버리 숨서디 투불로 잡았으니 디 숨버리
So then the bodhisattvas, how they are superior than the two lower paths, two lower practitioners, because when they whatever they do, so any practices, they always do it for other sentient beings. For instance, when they do practice of generosity, so then generosity, so they give away everything. So then they give to a person, without, regardless of their status or their relationship with that bodhisattvas. They don't look into that kind of aspect. They all just when they time to give, they just give away. So they don't look at they don't judge on the recipients. So they just give away. Because of that, so they are superior than the two Hinayana paths. And also, there's an occasion that one time the Kupa Lotsawa, he was a translator, was like Kupa Lotsawa.
Yeah.
The Kachi Chubu Lotsawa, sorry. Chubu Lotsawa, he went to see painted, Kachi painted. Sometimes the Kachi painted, some scholars said Kachi painted is Patamasingi. Patamasingi, they are same person, they said that. Anyway, so he went to Kupaloza, went to see Kachi Pension, and then the Kachi Pension asked him, so have you, how's your traveling, and have you had any problems on the way? And he asked that, and then the answer for that is no. So then I didn't have any problem, and any difficulties, anything. Everything was smooth. So then the Kachi Pension advised him that if you have, whenever you have difficulties and when you suffer, so then imagine or take the sufferings of the sentient beings upon you. To that practice and make a prayer, a wish that the ocean of suffering of samsara may dry. So then when you are enjoying, when you are happy, when you experience happiness, so then that happiness you should dedicate to sentient beings. Dedicate to sentient beings, they may experience happiness, your happiness, and then through that practice, through that dedication, and wish that the samsara may fill with happiness. So this is the prayers that the bodhisattvas did.
디니 어디 장생 펜바당세도 먼저 장생 그 펜바당에 디니샤 추진하리야래. 아니 그 장생 펜바 가르다서 다리 류륜주께서 저거 신제 탐리도 된도 땅을래. 대리기에도 신제 푼에 돈 저거 저기 samsara지. 디제 장생 그 펜바사. 디 쇼게 삼르티 땅구야. 당신은 바자 지금 쇼게야. 담로 디제 담인데 아니 이메고네야. 지 신제기 지 자원의 주주사 신제기 된다. 삼로 땅야지. 쇼게 삼로 디제 땅비야 상대니 참참데 삼 쇼게 삼로 땅부터 또지.你자원의 주주잖아. 신제기 된 제가 삼바이지. 디도지 레기야봐. 디가르스는 장생 평가세 되는 니샤 투지나야. 대리 내도스 류류다는 주다. 계자지 제가 신제기 전도 단기 인스. 당연히 신제 큰을 전주로 제가 인사지. 아니 신제 큰의 전도 제가 참문에 주부 인스. 예주 참문에 번기 인상을지 어디 제가 있나? 네, 디 장생 편받던 주세요. 아니 디 가르치는 거는 저기 쇼게 삼도 뒤땅에 있는 아니 삼도 삼도 뒤땅에 있는 아니 님의 거는 자원을 주듯이 삼도 뒤슈 견디기 참자 ten지지 전에 뒤에 봐. 아니 이제 마루 chen 자와카를 중에 심지가 된 죽으러봐. 배는 콘도 침부지 계수네. 단지 되게 가지 비니스. 동네 끈기 동네 크루스이제. 라는 동네 가지 주스네. 남산 삼루다니 심지 탐제 나주고 말이 심지 탐제를 동네 빠두면 야리 있어. 뒤에서는 뒤 동네 뒤에 뒤그 치워쇼스 심지 탐제를 동네 뒤 민중한 쇼스 동네 땅 민중한 쇼스 상가 제베이나 아니 동네 뒤 랑드 제베리 랑을 가는 동네 뒤 체인도 뒤 전주그 생각만 치머리 야라는 콘도 잠도 지켜서네 콘도 잡고 뒤가 랑을 가는만 붙이거라 봐 뒤에서는 콘도 뒤에 시계부터 심지만 붙이는 콘도 뒤니 간에 쳐야리스 뒤에서 내 콘도 뒤바뒤 심지 탐제를 콘도 뒤에 뒤에 뒤그 주니 심지 탐제를 콘도 뒤에 미겨 쇼스 어제비는 아니 콘도 뒤에 뒤 그래서 심지기 그래서래 전주부 생기 꿈마를 친구를 전주부 생기냐면 이제 잘 두버봐. 그래서 동네 군지 동네 크루스 동네 자주 gemba 쇼로스야디. 근데 상부지 중순에 야 기부 근래지 중순에 나의 기부 유나디 심지어 탐제비 대화 통대가 빠두면 야리스. 내디 디기디 심지어 탐제 땅에 심지어 탐지 디기들 때문에 용나쇼스 쟤는 걔는 더 초수노스 했지 펜데 난가 강화쇼스 펜바데 대회 난가 강화쇼스 그 난게 가져서 심지어기 저여봐 랑게 펜데디 심지어 탐지를 땅이나 아니 펜데 난가 강화를 펜데 난가 강화를 해줘라 어떻게
So then, if you have taken Bodhisattva vows and also the deeds of the Bodhisattva, one of the deeds is that so every morning they are supposed to reset their motivations. So then the motivations in the manual is said that so I will help sentient beings. And then they help them to lead their the most the highest form of happiness. So in order to do that, I will carry out practices, and especially for today. So it's in the manual says especially today. So whomever I encounter, may I benefit them. So they make this is the prayer they do in the morning. So then so when you do that, so this is really good practice. He said when you set up that kind of motivation, so then the power of that motivation can carry out throughout your day. So then so for instance, like even though if you set up that kind of motivation, so you may not able to carry out same intention, or maybe loses the power of that intention. So, but even if you're able to remember once a day, so that is beneficial. So then, if you do it practice, then over time, so then you will get familiar with this kind of practice. So then, it's easier to carry out this practice throughout the day. And also, as the Kachi Pandit said that, so whatever you have problems, then wish that all the sentient beings suffer from me. So when you do that, this is like practice something like that. So during the day, we get angry at people easily. We get angry at people. So then that moment, this is talking about that kind of moment. So when you get angry at somebody, so then that is bad thing. And also, so being angry, so that is not beautiful experience. So you can feel, you can see how it makes you down and makes you suffer. So then that take this is your experience, and then imagine all the other sentient beings. If they go through that kind of situation, if they get angry, so how they suffer. So you imagine, you can kind of imagine that, you can understand their feeling. So then when you understand their feelings, so then imagine just taking up on, so they may free from whatever you experience at this moment. If you're getting angry at somebody, so going through difficulties, so then so instead of dwelling on that, so that's imagine that you're taking up on the others, the similar kind of conditions, and they are getting free from that kind of suffering. So this kind of practice talking about that, then the wish to dry up the sufferings of the samsara. And also similar to the second lines, it says when you are happy, so then I dedicate to the community. So community means it's sentient beings. So I may dedicate for community. So again, so when you are enjoying, so then the wish or prayer or imagine the sending out your love and your virtues and happiness to other. So if you do that, imagine, so if you're able to do that, so if you're able to send out literally, actually, then you send out your love to every sentient beings, and then they may enjoy your happiness. So of course, they will fill up the samsara with happiness.
I think Shogaya Nandine, Terry Nus, Ranakana Kandichi Chumusune, Sinjay Kane Tandinati, Tendulane, Sinjay Tamjel, Titabukange, Mijua shows, Mijua Jigi in Sambarach, Melum Sinjay Tabi in Sambarach, Shoganet, Samtam. Any Rana Diji Chumusune, Sinjay Tamjel, Dane, Sinjay Tamjel, any Diji Twat, show somebody, Melum Sinjay Jigi in Sambarach, Jerina, and it did. Shogate some time the top G, run G, Digita Johnson, Namsa, Digiti, Sinjay Tangela, Tinted Digi on the shows, Sinjay Rang Digit, Sinjay Tangela, Patan, Sinjay Tangela Digit, Tinted on the shows, and the man job, or did it Jabina, and 그래서 샘상부시 제비 그랬다. 이제 대부 좀 비추셔야 되지. 샘상부시야 돼. 전주도 샘군이야 돼. 다 샘기 톤에 이 샘상부시 주는 이 자와상부티 영향을 설지로. 샘상부 매비는 자와상부 제니 뒤상부를 주에 내버리 자와상부티. 샘내 버전이 고버다니 자와상부티 진이야 봐. 세대 지 장부제 계진이 부신이야 봐. 어디서 그 파들이 상부제에 설지 통거리들 그런 상부치야 말고 nemba실지에 대해 생각 nem바지는 고버다니 치도 뒤지려. 다 생각 상부치는 아니니. 다 간제들이 먼저 sembasambuti tanda janju semseyati sembasambuti janju semseyati ke nanju tanya sinjay tanja dewa da dewa judan dambi ju seyaji duga te janju semke chasana ni chami shiyu duga ni shendu tu janju semke na shendu tu gare resana ni Sinjay Tamjay Dewa the Dewa Judan Dimbachia. Sinjay Tamjay Tunga the Tunga Juda Devachia Teres. Sinjay Tamjay Dewa the Dewa Juda. Sinjay Tamjay Tunga the Tunga Juda Dewa Jujas. And this Sinjay Tamjay Tunga maybe Dewata. On the Dewat and the Yanti Dewat Kanjachina. And Sajay Dewata Maria and the Dewat Maris. Yamba maybe devotees. Tunge maybe devotees. Tunge the Mandu devotees. 동네도 만들어 대화티 가려래 답에 대화지 난주비 대화티 동네도 제니 제대로 대화지 당부지 대화지 여기 계진이보다 팔들은 강해질 거예요. 유래 동네에서 대화해야 돼. 유래 동네에서 해야 돼. 대화시가 만주기 어디 인사다? 아니 심지어 교회제 지금 대화다 대외주다 대바세야 대화도 가르려서나 아니 동네매배 대화다 매저 있지. 어디 재미지들이 아니 뒷방글로 그거를 좀 일이 차단이 되더라 당연한 거지. 심지어든지 동네도 대화다 심지어든지 대화다 대바디 심지어는 일이 차단이 되어가지고 우리가 뒤실어 일이 차단 원도성은 뒤인구야 말봐 어디 재산 심지어 되어야지 심지어 되어서 아니 그래서 우리 현주글로서는 어디서 잠바다 인지는 현주글로서 네 현주들은 동네도 대화던데 맞디 현주시 현주 등이글로서는 동네 잠바다 저알았으게 어디지 가르쳐 그래 집에 준비 전주기 쌤 계석이 동부터부터 매 집에 준비 전주기 쌤 스니티 매도도 부제 장바도 저와지 동부도 부제 장바도 저 매나 집에 준비 전주기 쌤 계석 매버리 어제 전주기 집에 준비 전주기 쌤티 매도도 부제 장바다 닝지스예티 동부도 우리 저선 저디 닝지 친구디 제주세만 남기 양내기 쪽디 닝지리 세디 들이 가산 쉬위가 제주세만 남기 저만 볼라가 지금 말했어 저 지를 그랬어 집부터 가르스는 디다디 닝지우 닝지리스 어디 제월에 저선들이
So then, at least you can make a prayer in the morning. And I said that, so then I wish sentient beings may free from their sufferings, may encounter with their happiness, and today, so that you can emphasizing the day today, and narrowing down your practice, on this day or today, saying that so whatever happens to me, so then I will help sentient beings. So if you, at least you can set up that kind of motivation. So if that motivation can help you during the course of the day, that will be best. Otherwise, this you should set up that kind of motivation in the morning. Okay? So then there's a lot of things. Chandrakirti 가르쳐 아니 디 고디 하스디 곧 that 투스타인 했거든요.
고디
당분이 본데 고주에 다니서 직송살 때.
아제제제
디네 드링크
아래 당분 지는제
주스 제시 근데 저 직송살 안 되고
그는 제스제
제스님이 가르쳐
그래서
제주 선배님 쇼게는 본다고도 양내치고 그랬어요.
그는 제스제
그런 죄에 들수 그런 죄에 들수
그는 제 자수는 네 그는 뒤도기 네 님의 거는 저와 상부를 지체순에 상을 짓다 저와 멤버지 체순에 양상을 짓다 동의 자투지 메셔세 상을 짓다 지지 아니
So anyway, so then we generate bodhicitta. So then we say Sanghachoda Tsugichonamla, right? Sanghachoda Tsugichonamla, Chanchubadudan Japsya. So think of a refuge to the Buddha. So then you make a prayer to do this, then I may take bodhisattva vows and stuff like that. So then after that, this is a standard prayer. So after that, so then there's another verse comes, which is four immeasurables. So then the four immeasurables, it says, means may sentient beings free from sufferings and the causes of the sufferings. May sentient beings maybe their happiness and the causes of the happiness. Right? So then the yes. So then it said the may sentient beings be happy, encounter be happy and causes happiness, right? And then the next line it says, means so may they enjoy, all the sentient beings may enjoy happiness, happiness that is free from any aspect of sufferings. Yeah. So that means that happiness is refers to the uncontaminated happiness. So then the uncontaminated happiness is something that someone gain or achieve arhat states, and then become free from samsara existence. So then normally our sufferings are mixed with sufferings. Our happiness. Our happiness is always mixed with sufferings. So they are not totally free from any aspect of sufferings. For instance, if you are enjoying at this moment, that enjoyment experience can change based on time and all the other factors. That's why it's called the sufferings of changing. So even though this seems like happiness, so there are true nature of that itself is suffering. So that changes suffering. So that's why it says they may enjoy happiness that is free from any aspect of suffering, means ultimate or the true happiness, which is, for instance, the state of the nirvana. Right? So then that kind of mental, and then also then the last verse is said that so they may stay in the middle or neutral, free from any aversion and attachment and discrimination. So all these problems comes because of the discriminations. So we make discrimination. We make a distinguish between sentient beings. Consider someone as your friend and someone as your enemy. So because of that discrimination, so then we suffer. So even though we gain some happiness in this the samsara realm, so but still that is the suffering. They are suffering. So then so these are actually for the focusing on others' needs. So needs. So then when you look at the bodhicitta, as bodhicitta, so there are two aspirations. So how the bodhicitta made up? This made up with like two aspirations. One actually focusing on other, and another one's focusing on your own needs. And so then focusing on others, or the other is that so so when you others, for other means other means that the love and compassion. So this is not other than love and talking about love and compassion. So love and compassion is for something for others. So so then and also it said that the love and compassion is like a tree. So if you wish to have the second type of aspiration, which is your the bodhicitta, sort of like a fully grown kind of bodhicitta. And bodhicitta, So then you have to plant a tree for that. So the tree is like your love and compassion. If you do not have love and compassion, you cannot develop the fruit like the fully grown bodhicitta. So that's why you have to plant that. So this is love and compassion, because you need to focus on others' needs, which is love. And then another word, the other aspiration for other means like love and compassion. So you need to get love and compassion. And if you have that, then you can enjoy the fully grown bodhicitta.
다디제 다디 군접 전주의 셈세야디 란진지 년부터지 되네 전담 전주의 셈디 사당번에 토에 디디 토베에서 전담 전주 셈세야디 티지 메줄 미슈야 말이지 녀랑기 동료 순도 토바야 이내야 전담기 전주의 셈디야 말이지 다 전담기 전주 셈세야디 동료 순도 토베 아니 장바의 주 전주 장세 파베 주기 동료 순도 토베 이시지라 근데 전담 신기시게 이 전담 신기티 단지기 거래 말한 거를 강에 챙이게 싸워르지 동네 챙이게 싸워르지 괜히지 단지더랑 진진이 부들이 뒤님부터 이년부터 ran 진진이 년부터 전주고 군접 전주고 셈되지 아니 단지기 년부터 전담 전주고 셈님부터 어디 인사 어디네 전담 전주고 셈세야디 dimdi지
So then, the root of our problem or suffering are the self-grasping thoughts and self-cherishing thoughts. Self-grasping and self-cherishing. So then the counterforce for that, or antidote for that, is conventional bodhicitta and ultimate bodhicitta. So then the conventional bodhicitta is something that we achieve when we enter into the path of accumulations. So then the ultimate bodhicitta we will achieve when we reach the first bhumi. So then the first bhumi, that the wisdom of seeing emptiness is called ultimate bodhicitta, because the ultimate that view or that mind is the bodhicitta mind. That's why it's called ultimate bodhicitta. Otherwise, the two Hinayana practitioners, they do see emptiness, they have wisdom of emptiness, but that we do not call it ultimate bodhicitta, because they do not have the bodhicitta. So then on the first bhumi, at the first bhumi, bodhisattva, when they see their emptiness, with that wisdom we call ultimate bodhicitta, because that mind is have been generated, the conventional bodhicitta. So then so did you first like the Rangjinjin na the meet is what Nyambudi Shanju is same the chair.
단지 님부터
So then the ultimate bodhicitta is serve as antidote for the self-grasping thoughts, and the conventional bodhicitta, it is chitta, who deals with self-cherishing thoughts.
다티네 다사 그래서 사담불거수 아니 녀라 뢰코네 시기마 너 말이세지 디 멤버디 가레스네 녀라라 돈이도 비시르 야레스지 디데 아니 녀라라 돈이도 로 가레스네 여버디 단데 디 하고 예 데네 린도 소한 로양 하바교로 시베 지디르 데네 사 미로이 분의 시기는 바디 사tum번에 미쇼 사tum번 메차는 매버디 디르 데네 야라나 돈이도 바 여버디 주기야레스지
So then the first bhumi bodhisattva is not superior in seeing emptiness, realization, then the two lower paths. So that is something we can understand when you read the last line of the stanza or the verse number 8, right? On the gone afar, he suppresses them with his intelligence. Intelligence refers to seeing emptiness. So that the emptiness, emptiness. So then, so that the verse or that line actually indicates or give us a signal or something like signal that saying that so then the solid the two Hinayana path do have wisdom of emptiness.
와다디네 아니 텐주를 캐주들 이제 전주승부 가르치 근데 통나양 아니 레시메 것도 비시를 때는 통구를 있어야 돈이 또 비시를 때는 통구 통구가지 다 텐주 통무면 캐주지 거지 디제사 야라를 돈이 또 요구단지 제주가 그래서는 그래서 전주 승부 가야로 토발라 전주 승부 뒤년주기 전주라 얘기 전주 등징이 전주 승부 대가로 토발라 아니 최라심에 것도 비시를 시를 그 고아티 디지
And also this is a really special statement or special view of the Prasangika. Prasangika tenet or Prasangika. So that verse also indicates that in order to achieve three different types of the enlightened state. So it requires to see emptiness directly. So that means the solitary realizer and healer, they have their enlightenment states. So when they finish their training, so they can gain their corresponding the enlightened state, arhat or enlightened state. So then if someone, so through that practice, all of these practices commonly require is to see emptiness. And emptiness is something that so the lack of true existence, that kind of emptiness.
대규모 면체들이 덴지티 문주리케 그래서 시주리케기 켈링게 그래서 대규모에 네 덴지티 문주 켈링베에서 아니 자중과 통과는 문주 방국이야 문주 방발라 아니 동의도의 실을 때문에 그래서 열심히 받도의 실을 때문에 방국이야 그래서는 그 윤집을 봐서 윤집 뒤에서 자중부터 가는 윤집방구를 윤집방주 아니 된지방구를 된지방도 그래서는 된지디 윤집 캐리 그러봐 어디에서도 된지방구를 가르고서는 다음에 또 비시를 가르수래 된지기 진단 모습을 다시 매번 또 비시를 뒤 개구를 스티도 지방구를 저서 다시 또 비시를 뒤
So then, and also one of the unique statement or view of Prasangika is that so when someone when they become arhat, when they achieve their corresponding enlightened states, right? So then they have abandoned to the self-grasping thoughts, or self-grasping thought. So according to this system, so self-grasping is mental afflictions. Yeah, it's not mental afflictions. So but in other systems that so they do not abandon even though they become arhats. so the arhat, when they achieve their corresponding enlightened states, so they haven't abandoned the self-grasping thoughts. Okay, self-grasping thought. They consider self-grasping thought is the obscuration to omniscience. Okay, this is the different distinguish between these two these classes, these tenets. And then one is commonly accepted. All tenet is that if someone become if someone achieve enlightened state. So there are three kinds of enlightened states, right? If someone states one of the enlightened state, they have to abandon the mental afflictions. So then the difference is how they define mental afflictions. So different school they define mental affliction different way, and this school mental affliction and the Prasangika view, the mental affliction is the self-grasping thoughts.
Temba meba is temba meba inja rashi to sige. Sem somebody many chetamje karsore. Mobatamje tabaku is.
This is a little complicated, so I'll just go slowly, one by one. I don't want to mess that much. The chetamje rangshigi maru sing it's ranju barwa. Ranju mention. Okay, so this is okay. So now, so that the accept prasangika tenets. Okay, all the other tenets below that, all the other tenets, they have like one common exception or one common kind of like idea. They said all the phenomena are chodamje rangshigi dup. Chodamje rangshigi dup. Chodamje rangshigi tharegi. Chodamje rangshigi dup means chodamje rangshigi. So they said all the phenomena, all the things are truly exist. It means like intrinsically exist. Okay.
Tisada ani tenjube karisuri tabatubala chörenshimeba toguli silvareva teletat wama tsugi yenjo tingila subato sugi komari ni deshimetala sujuru tobala teni ani tabatuba yaris zobachige.
Okay, so now that and the Prasangika view, he said that if someone needs to achieve one of the enlightened states, so they have to see the lack of intrinsic existence or the empty of truly existence, right? So then the other tenets, for instance, the Satlantika and then the other one. Sutra, Satlantika and Sutra. No, not my one. It's too high. Oh, okay. That's good. I just want to use the same phrase. Okay, so that will be. Yes, sutra. It's a sutra. Sutra and great expositions. These two are the. So they said that. So in order to achieve one of the enlightened states, they do not require to see or understand the empty or the empty true nature of the phenomena. Okay, empty or the empty of true existence. So they said that if someone understands or sees the Denshimidano Sujudu means the 16 okay, 16 aspect of the Four Noble Truths. Okay, so when we see that, so they can achieve lower to enlightened states. No, I mean like enlightened states.
우마랑 주변에 제 미국도 아니 민주 뒤에 주스 간거로 타바토가라 대시 메달을 주도 공부할 때는 타바 토투리 시게
우마랑 주변에 있어요.
시게 우마랑 주변에 시대 방발라 아니 뒤 동이도 그래 시게 데미 그 힘에 쓰는 거다. 데미도 그래 시게 시대의 댕지의 시대의 인식에 우마랑 주변에 태교에 윤리를 줬으나 저서 저랑 이거 문제들이 타바토가를 대신에 따라 주로 돈이도 그 말이죠. 대신에 따라 주로 랑고 말했더니 타바토가 돈이도 그 말이지.
So then all the other tenets except Asangika, so they said, so it doesn't require to see the lack of truly existence nature of the phenomena in order to achieve enlightened states. If someone sees the 16 aspect of the Four Noble Truths, that is enough for the enlightened states, to gain the enlightened state. And then, because of the Danji Sheri means the other. Danji Sheri means
Ranjubi. Denji.
So then the Rangyuba. So there's two kinds of
Denji Ranjubi is
consequence. Autonomous, I think autonomous. Rangyuba is autonomous, right? Okay, autonomous. So according to autonomous, they said, the self-grasping is obscuration to knowledge. Okay.
다티네 사진백 내가수 로이군의 시기는 주til라 이 개발진 유진 개발진 동주 개발진 숨지권에 시기는 거리 시기나 슈디 이 지체와 시발의 사진을 누가 단다디 숨주 나중나고
거기 직接어디 가르쳐?
얘랑 이 젠점지도 되나 얘랑 이거 되게 되니 이
숨을 제대로 숨을 무시 시작할았을 때 제대로 숨배 주변 된 시작할 수 있어요. 제가 걔 두주 가져서
나중나고 제게를 세다 내년도 송알로 하고 뒤는 막 맞지는 다 알으셔.
알아두시오. 걔가 벌써 시시가 진짜 선보대야 생계만 더 하고 같이 왔니 뒤되게 또인 거라. 생계만도 시험을 쌓다고까 민배.
이거 얘랑
탐지래.
대대세스도가 르 더스
이거 시는 내배 되는 거. 제대로 된 줄로 시었었네.
준비 이시 매장 이시 저기 르고는 시기는 돼야 사도에 되는지 준비 이시 지면도 해서 세스도가 저기네 사진만 매치 또 시기는 거 많이 넣었을 얘랑이 저와는 이 랑이 시대 저와는 내배 제주세바 사科技 된다라 사주가 매체당 준비 이식이 뭐 매장 디제네 아니 시대도 사준대 주배 어디 사준바 려고네 시기는 게임에 스타트한 것도 또 디사주가 저건지 그런지 그선 내지 이만 수다 내지 야 이제가 진스 상나번 만체기 아니 방제방배 고파야한테 다 시대 이제가 진짜 디제 누구에 상나번 만체기 방제방배 고파야한테 다지 유주의 체라선 고배 투모마인 고배 뉴주 투모마인 바 시기스 로 고배 뉴주 투모마인 바 시기스 유주 아니 고배한테 타라 계지지라 파주 자조 같은 데 계지면 지라 주당 제바인스 디숨지고네 시기는 베인스
So then,
TV tumo mai be gopati yanda be tadi tele tubare sangaba ne tubeka stubare sangaba menje ke panje pa be gopa yanda be thasiati sa tube ni ga stubare tede sa tunde ishi tigi gope yunju tumo mai ba stubare jale 주주 개발진 계지지를 파 자족이 tunde 계지 맞지를 파주 자족이 tunde 계지 맞지를 주당아 이사다 뒤숨지고네 여랑도 있고네 시기면 예스
so so here it says on the gone afar he suppresses them with his intelligence. So then how they actually the seventh sixth Bodhisattva, Bhumi Bodhisattva was sort of superior in that aspect, how they are superior in that aspect. So there are three reasons why they are superior in that three aspects. So we will try to look at the book, but we couldn't find it anyway. So then, so the first one is the Yul-kever. Yul-kever means so the object to be purified, or the object is special objects. That's why they make superior. So there are the sixth Bhumi Bodhisattvas, their object to be purified is that all the negatives associated with the first Bhumi to the fifth Bhumi. Okay, so these are the objects to be purified. That makes it special. Yeah. And then the Jutsu. So Jutsu is how they carry that practice out. That is special because they have like a really special, unique Gopin Yomju. Gopin Yomju means the special, unique, the meditative equipoise state of mind. So that actually makes them special, superior than them. So then how they operate that mind, the Jutsu Keben, the Yugi Keba Shikini, Juk. 당보도 유기 개발이지.
로이 개발.
로이 개발대로 아니버디. 이버디 로이 개발. So the second one is their mental continuum, or the mental power is unique, special because of the meditative equipoise state of mind. That makes it different and unique. Okay. So then the last one is jutsu. Jutsu means how they interact that mental power. So they interact, so that mental power has the capacity or ability to complete their one single actions in the shortest moment of the period, shortest moment of the time.
하디네 사든베네게 소티 고바얀 지당 고베닝주 구시니 제레 융주 구시야지 디나는 윤주 구이나는 고백 윤주 생이지. 디 가시 시탐을 때도 같이 전도라고 그지 가베 대매도 저기 차세지. 디 투무한테 돼야 되리. 디 고백 윤주 세대 투무면 땡겨 투무면 베기. 고백 윤주 세대 동반이라 니나는 왜 놀러치하고요.
신다디 간데 신다디 긴 칼레갈 순도 안 됐어.
윤주 구세야지. 윤주 구세야디 삼대시 수미시
디 카운트 돼. 이게 썸띵 카트 사는데
중요하게 되네. 여기다가 그래서 장조 수준 세디나라 고백 윤주 구세야지. 윤주 구세야지. 장조 수준이 말이 윤주 구세야지.
중국에서 썸띵 건데 가서 되려고 그거 어떻게?
이제 세우 말이 그래서 투명의 윤주 구세야지. 삼대시 수미시 고백 윤주 세야지. 딩고바디 가시 이시 참을 때도 가져 촌도라 버커지 가베
슈어 지긴다. 각시
이시 참을 때도
이시 참에 된도
가져 촌도 초하단 이시라 버고베
된도 각자
촌도 초하단 이시라 버고베 촌도라 버커지 가베
유시로 유시 카페
이시 초하라 바 이시라 바 커지 가베
코치 카페
데미지 차지 어디
데메 뒤지르베디
응
데메 뒤지세디 수시 가야 많이 데메 뒤지세요. 그래.
이제
So then, so this phrase is open yomjuk. So then here it says the state of the mind is special or unique in this when you reach at the sixth bhumi. So then the quality of the mind is described as so the open yomjuk. Open yomjuk means seizing. Seizing everything, and then gopa means like blocking everything, and nyomju means staying in the single pointed equipoise meditative kind of state. Okay, so that gopa nyomju, this is the name of the mind. Do you have an English for that? No, right? Okay, gopa nyomju. That is gopa nyomju. That single pointed concentration is blocking everything out. There's no conceptual thoughts at all, and then being in that moment and meditating in that moment, this is called Gope Nyomju. That is their sixth bhumi, bodhisattva. They have that it's really special, unique quality. They have special, unique quality. So, but you can find the same phrase Gope Nyomju in like another time. So, for instance, so Nubeka Suyuki Gope Nyomju Shio.
It says gone as far as the seventh bhumi, but you're saying sixth.
A seventh bhumi? It is seventh bhumi? Sorry. I've written down here six, that's right. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, seven. I written down here six, that's why I'm saying six. Okay, so then that phrase you can find in different times. For instance, there are 9 types of meditative equipoise states, the mental states. So in that, so there's one of the quality, one of the mind is described as exactly as what we describe here. Blocking everything out, sort of like blocking everything out and being in one that moment, single pointedly, having that wisdom. So that is different than this what we describe here. So that is something that refers to that the gashi ishitamo. Gashi ishitamo means so they're blocking out everything on their most subtle wisdom. Okay, wisdom on that. So they block out or they negate the gross level of the feeling, and then the gross level of discrimination, and all the others. all the others. So when they block out all these elements, the gross level of the feelings and so forth, so then they enter into some sort of like that kind of mental state. So that has the aspect of the demi-duché. So demi-duché is so neither mind or nor form. There's a third type of phenomena, third type of things. So that third type of things is called, has the same name as what we described here.
Are you saying 7 or 6? I just want to make sure.
Which one?
Just now you were talking, you were saying 6, but did you mean 7? Is that what I heard?
Yes, it's 7, yes.
I
7
missed-
Bhumi.
Thank you.
7 Bhumi, sorry.
Thank you.
I've been saying
No,
6
that's
because
okay.
I written down here
Yeah,
6.
that's, I just
Three.
wanted to.
There's the third category, sometimes they call it non-compositional
Non-compositional
factors.
factors? Okay.
That's usually the way they call it.
Okay, so what we describe in one of the 9 meditative equipoise, that is non-conceptual compositional factors. Okay, it's
Is it-
not
Is
mind.
it some kind of samadhi? They call it
The-
samadhi.
the 신의 레벨식. The demi-duché dici or what?
di mare
No samadhi. There's no samadhi.
mares ko benyum ju se ti di mare ta dande ti tingi tumu membe go benyum ju se ti sa tumba sanga ba menche gi kwanje pambe ani go ba yande be ta se che tuni chi go den chi go den chi dele nyamba shabe sa tumbe ishitela go benyum ju se tumu mai bas go ba di dande go benyum ju tumu mai bas ati tuni musu to be ishiri tenju belon do go benyum ju se tuni musu to be ishiri shasuma pegi
Demi-duché.
demi du ji ji shasuma
So the 7th Bhumi, so the Buddhist thought why the 7th Bhumi, so that mind is meditating on, so you can say like that mind is meditating on path of cessation. Okay, path of cessation means like, so that actually seizes all the negative qualities or eliminating sort of the negative qualities of all the below the path, any negative aspect of them, so they just remove them. So that is path of cessation. So then the mind, or the wisdom that meditating on that aspect is called, that kind of the wisdom, meditating on single pointedly, meditating on one equipoise meditative mental state. So that is the wisdom.
어쨌든 tenju tumu mai belona ta go den tungni be chapse go den kunzo tembe yamari tungni be chapse go ba yante be ta sinen go den la nyambe shabe go den de tungni be chabe yesa jari nyambe shabe yi
So according to Prasangika system, so it said that if something is path of cessation, so that is emptiness. Okay, in other words, that means that is emptiness. So whatever mind places on that understanding, that the entity, so that is called meditating on emptiness. That is wisdom.
야, that's
Okay, now do you have any questions? Okay, you go first. You're closest.
Is that the time at the 7th level when the imprints, the subtle obscurations or imprints begin to become eradicated?
You mean, what you mean imprints means like subtle, do you mean the subtle obscuration to knowledge? The
So my question is at the seventh level, seventh boomi, is that when the imprints start becoming purified?
So you talking like in general imprint.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Imprint. What imprint? This is the the saddumbal ligro. Saddumbal lidu sambala ani di didu ani pakja ani chomyagi ani lotu ko jamgi basic
가르쳐
pakja.
박자
Okay, not
So
sense.
after the time,
But yes,
oh,
what imprint?
to the
Oh, okay. Shiri.
시집자 사제반에 좀 사제바 토인지 튕기면은 사제바 토인지 좀 문제 방법이스 다 사제반에
Shiri sang.
고장 주가 주지 사제바 고가 주가 숨기게 시집방 고중에 시집 잘할 숨치
So the up to 7 bumi Sagyavan Shiri Payam Potsura yes, up to 7 bumi. So they primarily focusing on purifying nudity is like mental afflictions. Okay, so from the 8th bumi, so they began to purify obscuration to knowledge. So there are 3 different levels. So one, the grosser, medium, and the subtle one. So gradually this they purify them in that manner. And it begins from the 8 and then 9, 10, they're up to 10.
I have observed lately, I can't do deep meditations right now, but something happens, some things happen, and then I go home and I hear it and I think about it because I want to think about it to feel it. And then I get input coming from nowhere about little steps, and then the next day I get another step, and then we're talking about time, the amount of time it takes. If you can do deep meditation, it would go faster, but now I get it when I walk or when I do something else, and then all of a sudden I get another insight. Is that a precursor?
Okay. When this is from one of the dishes that didn't part of chicken, sonji chicken, pioneer chicken, the suji ningora dam and the chichi, but under tuning to Jugi to call a get a she into some Malaya. That better chashana ya and or don't need that what in my tablet color said you to bed gomchi gapche. Said you for coming up with gapche. Did some of the go what I get in the body check. 이렇게 탑시 이렇게 여러 배스.
예
격보 차야기.
좀 차야
탑시 이렇게 여러 배스.
좀 차야 깔려봐 붙자 그랬어 그래서 그래 지금이라 저기 아니 깔려 그래 그제도 옆으로 사지
뭐라 해서 롯 심불레로 다 뒤지면 되겠잖아.
네 다디 저희한테 강간 연구를 했으니 바자 샤브를 했어 아니 누구지 제주도 쌤 공부했다. 제주도 쌤 때는 공공이 치료의 전통이지. 아니 제주도 쌤 보내지. 딱 디베도 제 신도 메세바 되니 저 저배 제주도 쌤 멤버 계시 관계 시기는 봐 주었어. 디베도 제 신도 메세바디 교와 가르기 시기는 그랬으니 제주도 쌤 멤버 저와 생기 시기는 두 마리 자제 아니 돈이 전주부생 아니 전주부생 무슨 일이 디네 두대 메시 디지는 깨지기는 세바지스 주기 타기 메디기 뭐뭐 딜레 추다 릴라서 봐도 스kam바지를 디네 신기 전주부생 디바치고 도지 신도 메세바 깨지기를 세바지를 아 됐을 때 niente cangagni ni so nyamsone chi nyamsone chanju semre chi nyamsone ani di 시주에 삼놓거든요. 지금 공부만부 다야 공부만부 제 가지 공부제 아니 시주 좀 받지 그래서 갱이 뭐지 토인데 정말 남살 로를 잘 매지 저기야 봐. 다시 자주 생각 소리지 공대이나 아니 아니 가서 그래 디바 좀 야에 딜레를 하면 그래 초사야 소는 그 초코랑 그 사스게 디바에 코랑 게좀 쓰게 제사
So the first impression was Ramesh said that there's no way to accelerate your spiritual process.
There's no way to,
No way to speed up your
yeah.
spiritual process. For instance, look at the Milarepa's case. Milarepa case. So anyway, then Ramesh said, so of course, so you should go and listen to Dharma teachings from different teachers, and then you get like a lot of knowledge from doing that, and then just intake all the knowledge within yourself, right? So then the better you listen, better you hear about Dharma, so there will be much better your knowledge. So then when it comes to practice, make it simple. The simplest way you can do is to meditate on bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is the best, and even it said in the Bodhicitta Ayatara, right? Bodhicitta Ayatara, yes. Bodhisattva way of life. So then in that text it said there, so this practice can purify really heavy negative karmas, and also that practice can accumulate large amount of accumulation merits, right? So if you look at that reason, that aspect, so then you can just do one practice that actually includes the entire your Dharma practices, right? Dharma practices. So then the one critical time is that when we are dying. So this is the most, most like really critical time. So you need to pay really attention at that moment. This is the time we need to do. We should be able to put some practice at that moment. So if you keep doing different practices in your life, picking like a different practice for a while, then skip that, leave that out, so then not pick up another practice. If you keep just wandering around, so then at the time comes, so then you will get lost. So you don't know what you pick, what you do. So there's no efficient kind of like practice you have done, right? So then this is really critical. If you just do, so you just listen to all the Dharma teachings and then take them in, and then they try to do practice, but they keep your main practice as bodhicitta. So that will be easy. If you're able to develop some bodhicitta while you're dying.
You might be dying as you're driving.
Dying. So then that will ensure that you will have like a better life in the future.
아니지 처벌나네 나는 매배 처벌 숨이야래 자주 있음 금바스지래 아니 산적이 취진 바스 아니 바로 유대네 산적이 취진 바스야 순간 다야들이 아니 카디 그래서 그래 나지 담대마지 바로 유대네 마네가야 주변 생각하야 어두 시제데 산적이 취진 바스 다디니 요지 공제도 좀 받쳐주고 있으면 그렇고 아니 다 버리지 파지 진짜지 가지 이제 칼려고 그 많이 자야 다 순간에 상황만 보여라 봐 이등 수수기 순간 여러분 어디 산경이 취진 바스 이 처벌 하는 게 있어 처벌하는 처벌 초dik 지다 처벌만 보여라 봐 아니 이 처벌하는 게 어디 산경이 취진 바스야디 순간에 또 순이야리 남지나나 어디 사던 공개들 전주 부생도 조금 아니 지 고마게 베네가서 아니 순나 삼다 아다 순나 가르다네 순나도 시작이 또 전부인 저 배우 친구 많이 장 많이 배우 친구 여러 근데 두배 생활 두배 생활 두배 생활이 주주 개번 이치되고 다수 여러 어디나 시단 이름 수수기 생활이 도수 장야지 주 내 담보로 주디다 아니 순간다야지 개침이 제발
So then, so offerings. So there are different types of offerings. Types of offering you can make. The best offering is called unsurpassable offerings. So one of the unsurpassable offering is meditating on the bodhicitta, and also the generating bodhicitta. So then if you generate bodhicitta, meditate bodhicitta, so that will become best offering to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And also another very easy the offering is called holding. One of the unsurpassable offerings is called holding Dharma. So holding Dharma means reciting names of the Buddhas. So then the Shakyamuni Buddha's names, start with that. So if you recite the mantras of the Buddhas, so that is also considered as unsurpassable offerings. So if you do these two practice, so while you're free, so if you're free, so you can meditate on emptiness, bodhicitta. So then at the same time you are making an offering to them. And then when you are busy, so then they sort of keeping your speech idle. So usually you can just recite some mantras while you're doing something, like working or doing something, so you can recite mantras. So if you do that, so then your time will be on the Dharma practice all the time, right? And also it said that kind of practices actually describes in the Lamrim text. And also the Lamrim text said that if you recite the name of the Buddhas, Buddha Shakyamuni's name, so even reciting one single time, so that can actually purify the negative karmas which you may have accumulated for like 20,000 eons, kalpa. Yeah, so it's this really powerful mantra.
아니 어디 이사 때에 라는 매비 쳐봤어야지 쳐봤더니 치 쳐봤어 남기 쳐봤어 사회 쳐봤어 나치 쳐봤어 그래서 라는 예배 쳐봤어 라는 매비 쳐봤어 니샤리 라는 예배 쳐봤더니 치 쳐봤어 시야리 아니 매도도 뱀지 피야도수 치 쳐봤어 남기 쳐봤어 난 쳐봤어 남기 아니 어디 남기 쳐봤어 그래서 나는 매배 쳐봤 나는 예배 쳐봤지 치 쳐봤다 니 두수 샤브리 근데 나는 매배 쳐봤어 숨 샤브리 너네 숨 그랬지 나는 매배 쳐봤어 숨 그랬지 자주 무슨 꿈이야 아니 순간 삼아다 산계를 산계기 치 진바세야 돼 어디 순간 삼아다 애들이 순간 가르친다는 지기야리
So then there are two.
칼레레기 때 칼동부 많이 샤비잖니 아니 파지비데 많이 뜻돼야 집에 생각돼야 근데 좀에 생각돼야 어두시 저는 지기야리 다두시에는 첫 빠지면 그 생이야리 무슨 페인 빠진다 비야라바 뒤에서 아니 뒤에 쳐봐야지 쳐봐야지 상계의 투제바지 네 쳐봤어요 한때 전에 자주를 sem거나 상계 투지기야래 그래서 상계의 심제의 된지함이 쉬지기 야 말봐 심제 저는 자주를 sem생이 심제 현대의 sem다데 초지도 들어봐 아니 투지기야래 순간 삼도 단순히 상계 투지기야래 저 쳐봤어야 돼 쳐봤어야 돼 어디서 어디 라나메를 쳐봤어야 돼 돈에 숨그레스
So then the different types of offerings like surpassable offerings, unsurpassable offerings. For instance, surpassable offerings like outer offerings, making flowers, food, all of these are surpassable offerings. And the unsurpassable offerings meditating on bodhicitta, reciting the names of Buddhas, mantras, and stuff like that. So then if you recite the mantra so while you are doing something like walking or doing something, if you are engaging in some sort of work or doing some kind of activities, so then you can, instead of just keeping quiet yourself, so you can recite some mantras at the time. So while you're doing that, so you will accumulate merit at the same time. And then the offerings. So the function of the offerings or the purpose of the offerings to please Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So then we may wonder how can the meditating on bodhicitta could please becomes the offerings to them. So that becomes offerings because when you meditate on bodhicitta, so then that actually pleases Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So that then pleasing them is an offering. So that's why we said meditating on reciting names of the Buddha is considered as offering because they're actually doing this act pleases them. So that's what we call it. It's considered as an offering.
Rinpoche-la, I have just two very simple and quick question. The first one is just for my own clarification, if I understand it correctly. The first bhumi surpasses the two lower paths because of an exceptional mind of bodhicitta, conventional bodhicitta, and it's not ultimate bodhicitta. It's not until the seventh bhumi level that they achieve the ultimate bodhicitta. Is that correct? And bodhicitta is interchangeably known as or understood as emptiness. So the first bhumi surpassed the lower two hinayas paths because of the conventional bodhicitta. And the bodhisattvas do not get or achieve the ultimate bodhicitta.
First bhumi?
No, the seventh bhumi. So the bodhisattvas do not attain ultimate bodhicitta or emptiness until they reach the seventh bhumi. Is that correct or no?
First bhumi.
First bhumi, they attain the ultimate bodhicitta already.
Yes. Anyway, I'll double check. So this is this two shot. And the sub dumbaji or sub dumbadi ani sloy one see never rest labra. Don't you to sub dumbali to over sat tango don't you to your my ways.
사탕 근데 또 뉴스 더블이 그거 전부 전에 사탕 분에 바람 터봐도 또 뉴스 더블이 돼 아니 그런 메시지는 두야 말이지 그래서 이제 마트 가르치는 여러분의 무슨 더블이야리
So then for instance, no. So the first when they reach first bhumi, so they have to see emptiness directly, because they are at the path of seeing. Right? They have to see emptiness directly. This is so. But here it says the first Bhumi Bodhisattva was mentally they are not superior than Hinayana, true Hinayana path, because the way in which they see emptiness and the way in which they see emptiness in the Hinayana, same. There's no differences, because they're same. That's why they're not superior in that mental capacity. Okay?
So then, is it when they get to seventh bhumi that
Yes,
they
when
are
they get to
also?
second bhumi, so that different happens. And it's sat dubal to kharchi this.
다 드바레 레트 담바데
Yes, this is confusing. I know.
로이크네 시기네 세티 이 개바지 유지 개바지 유지 개바지 숨지코네 시기네 디레 미슈지 로뚱이도 비시로 요바탐지 디마리 시기네 세티.
So again, so when reach the seventh bhumi, right? Seventh bhumi, so we are not saying that. So the seventh bhumi bodhisattva is seeing different kind of the emptiness. So same emptiness again. So make them superior in three ways. We have described that, if you remember, because of the basis, the object, what they use in their meditation object is different. That makes superior. And the mind is, so it's like a really getting into deep cause kind of stuff thing. That is, because of that, they make them superior. And the last one is they can complete action in like the shortest moment of time. Like, that is another reason why they're superior.
그러니 야사 두백도 고바얀테 타지 투무메이바 고바얀테 타지 토바리스 고베니 고바얀테 타 토바리스 디리디 사 두백이 고바얀테 타 가르수에 사 두백도 솔로이 코네시기메 버티시 마샤브레스 마샤리 가르스는 아사 두백도 샤야디 탑게 버진시니 투토바리스 디토 게니 시기메 투바리스 탑게 버진
So, 가르쳐 소리
사 디베니스
탑기기 맞춰봐. So anyway,
사 두백도 고베투 메이바 고베
yours.
고베투 메이바 토바리스 사 나바 멘체라 반제데 제베 고파티 토바르바 사 두백도 토바리 이네 안텔라 기지기지를 주단치데
So okay, now one more clarification again. Just add one more thing. So the second type of where we talk about seizing everything, blocking everything, and getting into like single-pointed meditative kind of state, right? That this is the second unique quality of that at Bhumi. So that ability is already been discovered when they are at sixth Bhumi. They have that sixth Bhumi Bodhisattva. They already have that ability, but they do not have the last one. So the last one is getting into like one single moment, right? They don't have that. So then when they reach the seventh Bhumi, so then that the meditative kind of equipoise mental state is special because that is associated with the perfection of 탑기기 파짐. So then they integrate with the skillful method of perfection of skillful method. Okay. So we have 10 perfections, right? The seventh one is called, what do we call seventh one? Skillful means, right? Yeah, here it says skillful means perfect. So that is, because of that quality makes unique.
So my second question is that we often use interchangeably ultimate bodhisattva as emptiness, right? Okay, so for the achieve emptiness or attain emptiness, that emptiness is just emptiness. It's not the same as,
ultimate bodhicitta.
yeah, because it's not including bodhicitta. Is that correct?
Tapan disido chanchugi sem ki sibe tonyin tobe shara jiyoro dila toda chanchugi sem sigiyores. Ta mige technique
tonyin usun tutume.
tonyin usun tobe ra. tonyin usun tobe la. So then technique ka so tonyin usun tobe shara dila toda chanchugi sem sigiyo maras kaya sana konchoba chanchugi ka so chanchugi sem masimba yansa toda sigiyo maras. The reverse.
야와테.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. And then when you say the ultimate bodhicitta, right? Ultimate bodhicitta is the bodhisattva who has seen direct emptiness. Because talking direct emptiness.
야와테.
Rinpoche said that conventional bodhicitta is the antidote to self-cherishing thoughts, and ultimate bodhicitta is the antidote to self-grasping thoughts. Can Rinpoche explain a little bit more of the difference between self-cherishing thoughts and self-grasping thoughts? What's the difference in definition?
Okay. So this is Benachashana. The Tandaki Tanjuki Sem the Digging Yambuchi waters, because the
단지.
Danji Yambuchi, Uzo Chanjuki Sem the Ranchi Yambuchi waters. That's just the Yambuchi, Danjin, Danjin, like Kabakari or this is Sevachi.
란친지 단지니를 제가 지단 제가 야리스 때나 년도 자준배 고반토인데 단지 방버레스 란친지 반투야 말이스 안테마세 때문에 아니 란친지 때 단지기 꾸주고 하래 아니 라친지 뒤우기야래 단지기 그 본보고 쓰레지 아니 단지기 꾸주 제니 아니 그 라친지 레기야래 그래서 라친지 뒤 주로지 디레이터 kunyi jindan di kabuya kagares rang chinti se di rang chugu karisu gori rang zogru dundi nime lo jile rang chinti ksuris shen chinti se di chanchugu sem di shen zogru dundi nime ji shen zogru dundi nime lo jile shen jinti sigarwa rang jinti siyate rang zu jinyegi kansa tila rang zu jinyegi lo tila tada rang jinti suri sigari jiti tete rabari chirigiduwa yina ya lo chung kapsu rang jinti dan danjini te kabla rang jinti le danji siyate rāñcīnzi tā tāñcīngi jīpa suri sūngyāri yinayā rāñcīnzi sāyati tīri tsū rāñ kone tā tsū jīnyā tīla rāñcīnzi sī nī xiāncīnzi sī nī xiāndi ki tā tsū jīnyā tīli xiāncīnzi sī tīla tāñcī sāyati tī mārī tātū tūpañcā 미국 가야로 와지는 내내 뒤라면 주변 진행지겠어요. 라면 주변 진행지 다 단지시.
So one difference is that so when someone attend Arhat and one of the enlightened state of two the Hinayana's path, so that individual has been abandoned the self-grasping thoughts, but not self-cherishing thoughts. They still do have self-cherishing thoughts. This is one difference between these two things. So then the self-cherishing thought is that something you just consider, focus on your own needs. You're thinking of yourself. and then not really consider about others' welfare and happiness. So you just solely or only thinking about yourself. So that mindset is called self-cherishing thoughts. So then the bodhicitta becomes antidote for that, because the bodhicitta is not only focusing on others' needs, to trying to help others. This actually contradicts that kind of mindset. So that's why it becomes antidotes, right? And then the self-grasping thought is that you pick any object. So and again, so these two, self-cherishing thoughts and self-grasping thought has different objects. The different objects. So then the self-grasping thought is that self-grasping thought is that you pick any objects, but so you think you can believe, sort of you see that object as truly exists from their side and independently exists from their side. That kind of notion of misunderstanding is called self-grasping thoughts.
When you say truly existent and independent existence from outside, are you distinguishing that as different from inherently existent from outside, or is your?
No, the same. Inherently existing same.
Are we saying the pride part of it? Being proud of yourself? An arhat might be proud of himself?
Oh, that's why this.
In a practical term,
Oh, okay. That's why you think they have self-cherishing thoughts?
yes.
Okay. Penetration the technique 다주거든 이거가 그런저 아니 말기 그래서 말기디 여기 가서 집에서 만진지 레베스고 말기디 란진지 레베스고
나젠 반차이지 그냥 나젠 디자인이 명문 맺지 그러지.
So, which is maybe when they become arhats, they may have abandoned all the pride. Because there is no mental afflictions.
그래서네 다 셰두쿠 케마도 같이 가라진지가 우리 제에서 여러 가지부터 셰두 능거리스 셰두 능거리지 아니 선제 탐지도 이제 랑기 지기 이제 쿨트케벨 학생 팀에서 내가 예산 띠가리 제베레스는 아니티니 라진지 제베레스.
So the arhats, they you said that they have self-cherishing thoughts because they are not willing to take others' responsibilities. So then it doesn't mean that they are not going out and help other people, other sentient beings. They do help other sentient beings, but they do not have the strong motivation or aspiration to help other sentient beings. That means like taking up on yourself all the responsibility of others' happiness. So this is only happens to bodhisattvas.
May I continue with this question? So self-grasping is to pick any object and see it as independent exists. But at arahat stage, the person already realized emptiness. So that means the person already see that everything has no inherent existence. So how can that person still have an object where he or she sees that as permanent, as independent existence? So here, the arahat already accomplished, already attained emptiness, which sees everything, that everything has no inherent existence.
Okay.
And how can that person still has self-grasping?
Self-cherishing. Self-cherishing, yeah, self-cherishing.
No,
It's still a
no.
valid question, how can they
So-
still
so
have
how can-
self-cherishing when there's,
Yes, 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 you can say self-cherishing, okay,
Yeah,
you
so-
wanna say
Yeah,
self-grasping?
I'm not talking about self-cherishing, I'm
Okay.
talking about
Self-grasping,
self-grasping.
okay.
So if the arhat already attained emptiness, so how can that person still has self-grasping when self-grasping definition is defined or described as having an object and seeing that object as having inherent existence?
He said they conquered self-grasping.
Okay, anyway, I'll try to put this in Tibetan. What is
So,
this?
so,
This
so,
is what
do
is this?
you see my point?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
See here. But this is what. Playing the tanda di karsa, di larwa karsa di dahan karsa danzing di deshi kande setiap sena karena ngobo sta di yuji ki tengla ya di rangshi ki tu di zimbati danzi res larwa. Tadi lalu sembal kena sesana di jora karsa di dajum teme dajum thumge khangsa jiwa digi ani di danzi pangsarwa du sambal khol ya khol gi shinyu le ya ta danzi di gi cha gar sha ta danzi pang be cha sha danzi gi cha gar sha yu ji la de rang lu du be zin zin ba di danzi sha di pang ba di sha ro di khol gi yu la ya rang lu du be zin danzi pang ba di kan de shi yu di le danzing asa rango dube ngobo dilay ngobo chiyo yu dilay ya rango dube zimba de pang pati khandes yu yo res
kurangi 땡기 kurangi 땡기 셈다 심해 버티는 미네 아니 공부할 때니 아니 심해 버티 세버지 두부지 이 세버지 kurangi 셈이 땡기 두부지
kapdedi kono yu yo yu zingre
가르디
yu
심해 버티
ashi meba zingro ashi yoga zingi maro ene pumbaraji yu di shesuna pumbati rashi meba zingi maro ashi yoga zingi maro jeru ro
제도래 그래
tingye la ya
아,
ni ma do mo la ya
띵띵띵
ni ma do mo
띵띵
rashi yoga zingi maro ni to su rashi meba zingro
라시 요번 진짜 반차들 라시 요번 지금 말이
So okay, so the initially before you see emptiness, so when you see an object, for instance, a vase, I gave initial example as a vase. So when you look at the vase, you will believe, you will think that is truly exist. Okay. So when you see emptiness, subsequently when you see the same vase, so you will see that is lack of truly existence. That is the difference.
뭔가 징그럽다야.
Yeah, he sees vase. Individual, he will see vase, okay, object, vase, but he don't believe or he understands in a different way. So like he sees in that is like a lack of intrinsic existence, not like prior to that, prior to seeing emptiness, he believed that is truly existence. The mood of like the perceptions changes.
So here, so he sees an object
Yes.
in two steps, not immediately as empty of inherent existence.
Two steps means what do you mean, two
Like
steps?
you said, first as
Before you see emptiness and after you see emptiness.
like before he sees the object as an object, and then after that he sees the object as empty of inherent existence. Is
Yes.
that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Whereas the Bodhisattva would see it as the first time seeing an object is inherent, is what he or she sees as inherent existence, not like an object.
Bodhisattva, you said Bodhisattva, right?
Yeah, so the difference between,
No, you said Bodhisattva, it causes another problem.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
I'm saying-
the seven kumi and
Okay,
below.
now this.
And higher, the seven kumi and higher, yes,
Okay.
yes. So is my understanding correct?
What was thinking?
Okay, so from what I gather from what you said is that an arahat, even though that person already attained emptiness, already sees emptiness directly, but when that person sees an object, the person will see it in two steps. First as an object, like a
Okay.
vest, and then the second step is that that vest has empty of inherent
Okay,
existence.
okay. that's
Whereas
fine.
the seventh bhumi and higher would see an object as empty of inherent existence immediately.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. 맨날 this 맨날 테메 다중 받은 지여로와. 맨날 테메 다중 받은 저기 본바 유디 치도 상관나 본바디 당고 본바이 맞지. 되니 니버딜이야 본바디 라시 메받지. 라시 메받도 시치고 지유스. 그러나 근데 막게 시간 좀만 내려도 주고 도사. 답변은 사드발 내베 진주 생각되게 본바 진주 상관나. 본바 이거 맞으면 시작때 본바 라시 메받진 도요 사례스.
저런데 제들이야. 본바 제대로 랑은에 두고지 본바 신이 랑은 두고지 예성이 있어요. 본바 랑은에 맞죠 그래. 제 니라자 좀더 담보 본바지 본바 랑은에 두고지. 제가 본바 레시피 제가 그래서 그래. 본바는 마음이 발 본바 레시피를 떠야 해 말이야. 본바는 미 그래. 본바 레시피를 또 배내니까 본바도 말이지. 본바는 미끼리지.
So the when you say the arahats, so you make up two steps, right? There's the first step they see vast as vast, and the next moment he sees the vast as in lack of internal existence. So that statement is not correct according to Rinpoche. When you say Pumba, when you say Pumba as a Pumba, that is not seeing emptiness. That is not emptiness. Okay. So then when you say sees Pumba as lack of internal existence, so that is the emptiness nature of the Pumba. Okay. This is one point. Yeah. And the second point is that whenever if someone sees the emptiness of any object, for instance, vase, right? Emptiness of the vase, so that individual has to see Pumba. Without seeing Pumba, they cannot see the lack of intrinsic nature of Pumba. They can see that.
Yes.
So, but when they are reached to the point when they see the lack of internal existence of Pumba, at that moment they don't have the object of perception. They don't have Pumba.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So thank you. So may I go back
Okay.
to my question originally about arahat attaining emptiness, and arahat is an individual that has abandoned self-cherishing but not self-grasping. And when
No,
Huh?
the opposite.
The opposite.
arahat abandons self-cherishing.
No,
Grasping.
So grasp.
That's why.
Oh, so arahat abandons
why-
self-grasping
Not
not
self-cherishing.
but not self-cherishing.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
That
thank
probably-
you. That's why I wrong. Okay.
That probably answers your question.
Okay, we'll have break. Yeah, lunch break.
아니 쉬울 때 저기 좀 단추 줘야.
Okay, we can next session we can start questions. If you have more questions.